Yo, what's good, fellow shadows? Welcome back to another Shadow Gym live. Well, this ain't really live because I'm having to record it on the actual video because I got off of Instagram for a little while. Had to take a time to do like a little, you know, mental refresh. But anyway, so yeah, I'm back. This is the first video I recorded in about a couple weeks now. I had to take a break from it. I've actually been kind of like reimagining the channel a little bit, you know. I'm finding that I'm not as comfortable with like the whiteboard videos as I thought I would be. I thought because I want to take like a teaching or like an educational approach, and like maybe that'll be like a good look or like an easy thing. And I'm a visual person. I like to explain stuff. I mean, I like to learn visually and like see things. But I'm finding that I'm the type of person that, you know, as I'm explaining things, I'm a pretty visual explainer anyway. So, and also I like to use like more natural feeling videos too. So anyway, I say it to say, welcome back to the channel. If you've been subscribed, if you're one of my already 20 plus subscribers, if you're new to the channel, my name's Torin Gooley. All I am is a regular dude who discovers shadow work, and I found ways to. I've completely changed my life around with it, and I'm in the position where I'm having to do it again. And I want to bring you guys along with me for a ride. So I want to for the ride. And as far as what I mean by shadow work, I have a previous video. You can go check that out. But briefly, what it is basically shadow work is just, you know, digging into your own soul, your own spirit. You know, finding out what your limiting beliefs are, and switching them around into what I call giving beliefs. Limiting beliefs, beliefs that don't serve you. Giving beliefs, beliefs that do serve you. So simple. So anyway, you know, last year around this time actually is when I started this this journey into the shadow work, metaphysics, holistic stuff, all of that. And you know, as I look back on like the last year, I look at where I was then and I look at where I was now. A lot's happened since then, but I've actually managed to get back into a similar predicament that I was in when I first started this journey, which is employment-wise, not exactly what I wanted it to be. Relationship-wise, definitely what I didn't want it to be, considering a heartbreak is what kicked this whole thing off for me. And I know I'm just like at a point where, again, like there's a lot of things that seem like just aren't going my way or could be going better than they are. But as I've learned over the last year, you have a choice of what you want to focus on. You know, there's no matter how good or bad life gets, there's always going to be good and bad parts of it, you know. And you always have a choice of what you want to focus on. So again, like I did then, I'm choosing to focus on what I'm grateful for, things that I have. You know, to start off, that's life itself. That's an iPhone to do these videos on and to communicate with people I need to communicate with. A car that's been reliable for me. You know, the list goes on. But at the end of the day, it's about accepting the situation for what it is and doing what you can to feel better about it in the moment. And what I've realized that I can do to feel better about my situation right now is to recommit to myself. It's recommitting, forgiving yourself for feeling like you need to forget, for feeling like you need to recommit. Number one, because recommitting means you committed to something and then you fell off, right? And you know, I didn't really want to admit that I had that happened for the longest time. You know, like I felt like I got to a point where I had shit figured out. And because I had shit figured out one time or in that moment, that means like for the rest of the shit, now everything's just gonna be like smooth sailing. It's like, no. It's like you're always gonna bump into contrasts or problems or things that are gonna make you want more. Even if your situation's going good, at the very least you could be getting bored with your situation. You know what I mean? So anyway, I say all that to say this, that like I'm recommitting to myself. I'm forgiving myself and I'm recommitting to myself. And already I feel better. You know, yesterday I was meditating, and honestly, this is it was pretty intense because I actually put more intention than I have been lately into that meditation, and some thoughts came up. You know what? Fuck saying thoughts came up. Like, I'm realizing what that was is that was literally like my inner being speaking to me. I was just sitting there and I was quiet in my mind, you know, focusing on the fan, which is what I normally do. There's a ceiling fan in my room that I focus on when I meditate, and that's how I like bring myself back to center when my thoughts start to wander. But I managed to quiet my mind for a good amount of time, you know, completely like just no thoughts. And then all of a sudden, just the thing is like it sounded like my voice, but it wasn't me. It said, "You are not worthless." And then like it kept on saying, I kept on like hearing that like within myself, "You are not worthless." And I sit there and I'll just like burst into tears like in the middle of meditating, you know what I mean? And the reason why I think that is because, you know, like the last couple of weeks, like I've been like in kind of like a drag. I've been in kind of like a funk, you know. My contract at my job ended, so like I'm currently don't have a steady source of income right now, you know, which is again like the situation I was at before a year ago. And you know, I didn't realize that I didn't grieve that situation. You know, like even though like the job was starting to become stressful and I was saying things like, "Oh man, I'm ready to get out of this job," I fucking like at the same time was disappointed in myself for allowing that to happen to myself, or for this thing even happening in my life when I supposedly had shit figured out. It's like, okay, like things like this aren't supposed to happen to me even anymore after I figured this out. But the thing is, like, vibration is still a thing. Vibration is always a thing. Cause and effect is still a thing, you know? And you know, when that happened, I like looked over the fact that like, you know what, I actually was kind of salty. Like I was kind of like hurt by that, you know, like this is like somebody, this is like, and on top of that, the way that they went about it too, it was in such a way where it made me feel like I was worthless, like I was just being like cast aside. And on top of that, there's a couple romantic interests that I've had in the last like couple of months that seem to have done the same thing with me. You know what I mean? Like one of them in particular, this is somebody I stepped out of my comfort zone with to go get their number. And like things were great at first. And then like we even went on a date and everything. The date was great. And but just eventually the situation just fizzled out. And you know, I realized that like, okay, like this time it was of no fault of mine, you know? And that's when I realized it's like no matter how good you treat somebody or whatnot or whatever, if they're not ready, then it doesn't matter. If they're not ready to receive that love, it doesn't matter how much you love them. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to be open to it and they have to be willing to reciprocate. And if they're not, that's on them, you know? So I had that happen as well. And just like both those situations is just like reminiscent of things that have been hard for me to get in like my entire life, you know, like steady income and a girlfriend. I've always had problems getting these two things. And I realized that comes from a sense of insecurity, you know, that all has to do with like your sense of inner security, your sense of self-worth. And for so long, you know, I've had the inner narrative that I'm worthless. Like I feel like sometimes like people, jobs, like they treat me as if I'm not special. I'm just like an option. Like they can do with or without me. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I didn't realize that I really like internalized so deeply until I started this shadow work journey. You know, and like really getting to know myself. But yesterday during that meditation, when my inner being spoke to me and told me that I'm like not worthless, it's overwhelming. Just to like hear that was overwhelming. And I had to take like all yesterday just to like let that sink in. And it's now I'm back to a place where I'm motivated. I don't even want to say motivated, inspired to do things that I know are gonna make me happy. Like for instance, shout out to my frat brother Trey for putting me onto the 21-day challenge. I'm gonna post this in the group later. But for the 21-day weight loss challenge, you know, losing weight has been a goal for mine, like for this whole time too. And like I started working out for a while and I got really into it, but then I fell off, you know. And you know, the challenge that he sent me and like a bunch of other people in it with me are like a chance for me to recommit to that. So that's another thing that I'm recommitting to. It's all about understanding like what is gonna make you happy. If you're not happy as you could be in this moment, understanding what's taking away from that and how can you add to that. And you know, I found out that the main thing taken from my happiness is just like that underlying belief that I'm not deserving of it, that I'm worthless. You know, and it's like I thought I beat that thought. You know what I'm saying? I thought I beat that thought. I thought I ejected that. I thought I learned how to speak positively to myself. And like, even though I did, you know, if that belief is still there, it doesn't matter. It's beliefs. That's like everything you do, everything you say, like your whole life, everything you attract is based off what you believe about yourself and your life. And there's like beliefs that go unchecked and unnoticed, you know? And that's the whole, that's why shadow work is so important. It's getting to those beliefs and understanding what they are and replacing them with beliefs that help you. So, say all that to say, look, I'm not worthless. I am not worthless. And neither is anybody looking at this video, anybody that this comes across, anybody who's not. None of us are worthless. And another key thing I want to leave with is a super important lesson I learned in this journey as well. No negative thought that's about yourself is yours. Okay? Nothing negative that you think about yourself, no negative thought that is about you is yours. And what I mean by that is it didn't originate with you. It didn't come from your intuition. It came from some outside circumstance or some person said it to you. Anything negative that you think about yourself is not your inner being's thought. So if you having negative thoughts about yourself, then you need to track back to where that negative thought came from, because it didn't come from you. You either deducted it or gathered it from some circumstance or somebody said it to you. Okay? And if you notice that you're getting a lot of negative thoughts for the same place or the same person or for the same reason, then you know what you need to do. Okay? So, I'm gonna leave that there. This is a good little vlog. If you're watching this, comment, let me know if you like this vlog style better. I think I like it better, honestly. So yeah, I might do some more educational whiteboard videos again. But anyway, until next time with Shadow Gem Live, Shadow Gem Vlog. I don't know which way I'm taking this, but anyway, peace.